This is my second time recording this, and I might go to sleep soon, so it might be pretty short. But I'm making this before my idea runs out, and today I'm going to be talking about living in solitude and appreciating what you have. And I'm going to try my best to explain why those two connect to each other. I've always been the type of person who worried about fitting in and who worried about how others perceived me. And I felt like I always had to do things for people to recognize me. And once I get that recognition, I'm like, wow, like that's what makes me who I am. And besides that, when I first fell in love and I got out of that relationship, I could never really admit to myself after that, like, I couldn't be alone. I know I was able to, but I never really did it. And I mean, I never really realized how important it is to live in solitude until pretty recently, actually. I would say last summer. I was in a relationship, but I feel like that relationship taught me how to be in solitude. It really depends on the person you're with, and I'm really grateful for the things that I've learned while being in that relationship. But drifting away from the topic, regardless if you're in a relationship or not, it's so important to live in solitude. Why? Finding peace within knowing and accepting who you are as a person and how things are around you is so relieving. And you will realize what you need and what you don't need around you. Who you need and who you don't need around you. You will know yourself. And you truly get to know yourself. How do we live in solitude? Pay attention to how you truly feel. Pay attention to what you truly want. Explore yourself. Surround yourself around the people who truly make you happy. Not the ones where you just want to feel included. The ones who care about you. Focus on the people who care about you. Focus on those who ask you about your day. Who wants to know how you're doing. Even if you don't know them that well. Because you'll never know. You could build a relationship, friendship. It doesn't have to be romantic when I say relationship. Relationship could mean friendship, platonically, whatever. It could bring you somewhere. If that person is meant to be in your life, then okay. That's why it's important to live in solitude, because if you know yourself, it wouldn't matter if some people aren't meant to be in your life. And I'm saying that in the sense of when you don't really know that person that well. I know it's kind of different if you really got to know someone and it turns out like that person is just not meant for you, or not meant to be in your life, whether it's platonically or romantically. Like, yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. But I would say being in solitude does prepare you on how to deal with that pain, if you ever did have to deal with that. And I'm not saying that makes the pain go away, because it doesn't, but it definitely gives you more self-discipline and more self-awareness on who you are, what you want, and what you should do. Because sometimes when we're codependent on others, or we just feel like we need to have people in our lives because they're what makes us who we are. We don't know how to find that peace within ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with being like a people's person or being extroverted or whatnot, like, but there always has to be a balance. Me, I'm a very extroverted person. I have a lot of people in my life. Very few mean a lot to me, but I'm around those a lot. I like to be open about things, other people, and whatever. I like being extroverted. And I felt like being extroverted filled that empty void that I needed to fill in for myself. I felt like being a part of something that other people are a part of, or just falling into something that I would be validated with, makes me who I am. But it's not. Because once that's gone, you'll really question who am I? Who am I? You have no freaking clue, bro. But it's not too late to learn. It's never too late to learn. You don't just spend the rest of your time questioning it. You act on it. And it's just so important to learn how to find that peace within yourself, because it teaches you so much on how to truly appreciate what you have. Now here it comes, to appreciate what you have. Exactly like May 12th, 2024, I had a voice message in my voice memos talking about appreciate what you have. That was the title. I was in a relationship that time. My last relationship. And I felt deeply appreciative of everything that I had. No matter what the circumstance, at least I had this, at least I had that. And that is what helped me confide peace in myself and my life, and that everything will be okay. When things get hard, I feel like we as people, we get so fixated in our heads on our negative feelings and all the negative things that is happening. And we feel like we're stuck, we're lost, we have no idea what to do. Sometimes nothing has to be done. You don't always have to be doing something about a situation, you know? Sometimes it just takes time. Sometimes we just need to get out of our heads. And I say that because I'm a person who's always in my head, like, all the time. And it drifts me off into not doing what's important, not doing what I should be doing, not making my ideas and my dreams come true, or working to those ideas and dreams. That's why I'm recording this right now, because if I didn't make this video, I'd be up in my head just thinking about this. There's nothing wrong with thinking, there's nothing wrong with pondering, but sometimes it's better to take action to what you dream of, you desire, whatever. Kind of talk about that in my last video. Feel your feelings. If you feel passionate about something, work through it. That's basically what I was talking about last video. But anyways, appreciate what you have. We don't realize what we have, and we don't realize how good they are in our lives. They're just there, just sitting there, whether it's materialistic or when it's living. Like sometimes, like, I'm not even gonna lie, like sometimes I forget, like, I have a dog. Like, I don't forget about him. Like, I still take care of him, but when it's hard for me and I'm really up in my head and I take a look to my left and I'm like, oh my god, like my dog, that's my best friend, that's my son, like, he's here for me. sometimes we don't realize what we have. And these things, we just let all these good things exist in our lives, but we don't acknowledge them. We don't appreciate them for what they exist for. Whether it's living or not. I have a record player behind me. I forget that I have it. But it's a cool thing. And it plays music. I love music. When I turn on that Kendrick Lamar vinyl, the vibe is on. And if I play it after a long time, I forget how much I like that feeling of just listening to the music. Like, sometimes it's just the little things too. Like, we don't pay attention to the things that just exist. And that goes to ourselves too. 'Cause sometimes we feel like we just exist. Like, we're just obligated to exist. No! No. Sometimes we gotta do things just to find out. This is kind of drifting away from the topic, but hear me out. Appreciating what you have is also appreciating what you have control over and actually using our control. Because when we are having a hard time, at least for me, I don't know about others, but something I do, I obsess over my pain. I'm fixated over my pain. And I obsess over the things that I cannot control. I'm like, gosh, like, I can't do this. I wish this. I can't have this. I have no control over this. And life is horrible. I'm gonna crash out. This is horrible. Like, it's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible. That's all I feed into my head. And you can say, like, why is that obsessing over it if you're complaining about it? If that's the only thing going through your head and you're not paying attention to everything else that you have control over and everything else that can help you, you will stay in that position. Sometimes we put ourselves in these positions, and some feelings are just uncontrollable, and everything else just seems so little to pay attention to and to have matter. For those little things to have matter. Because these problems that affect us, they seem so big. When they're really not. They're really not. But in the moment, it doesn't feel that way. That's why in the last video, I talk about feeling your feelings. Feel it. You're supposed to feel if you feel like something's really big, feel it in the moment. But use that balance and take the time to really reflect on what you have control over and what you don't have control over. Because you have the ability to help yourself. And appreciate the control that you have, because it could bring you to that solitude and to that appreciation that you truly need in your life. Once you're in solitude, you'll truly appreciate everyone you love, everything you love. And to the things that come to you that don't deserve you, whether it's people, whether it's just something that you really wanted, but you didn't get, that means there is something better. There is someone better. There is something better. Sometimes we don't get what we want because we deserve better. That is what I'm trying to say. Find peace into what you have now, because it could lead you to something greater. I promise you. Right now, I don't know where the hell this video might take me. I don't know if people will even watch it or even pay attention to it. They will scroll past it. They'll watch through the whole thing. This video is already 15 minutes long. Look at what I have. I have a mic. This mic, not my mic, it's my brother's. He's letting me use it. I don't know if he's letting me have it, but I have it with me. I'm going to take advantage of the time I have with it. I'm not just going to let it exist because I have it for a reason. This computer, it's a family computer. I only live with my parents though. Most of my family moved out. I'm the only one left. I'm using my thoughts in my computer, the camera in my computer, the recording in my computer, pouring everything to help others. That is my intent. And I am showing that I appreciate what I have and I'm using what I have to give something greater and to potentially lead me to something greater. Potentially for me to learn how to elaborate more on my thoughts, more clearly, more directly, and just much more well. That makes sense. If you watch most of my covers, most of them are low quality, recorded on a Mac. I used to record on my brother's computer, use the same mic. I don't have a whole studio. I don't really know how to edit audio. I just kind of play around with everything I have. I'm not the best editor. Still did it. I got some recognition for some of my covers. And my immediate friends and family who always support me truly appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, those are the only people that mean the most to me, other than a group of strangers. My point being, solitude and appreciation comes a long way. I feel like once I stop recording this video, I'm gonna be like, damn, I was saying a whole lot of nothing. But if you understand me, thank you. I really appreciate it. Remember, don't take life too seriously. Because if you really think about it, if you zoom out on Google Maps, you see the world, you see space, you see the universe. Nothing matters. But they do matter at the same time. They do matter at the same time. Complicated situation, but once I figure that out, I will talk about it. But you know, life goes on. Life is endless until it ends. Use your time wisely. And trust time. I hate time and I hate change, but I've had to learn to deal with it, and I've gotten a long way already. I'm still young, but I've experienced a lot. And I appreciate what I have. I appreciate what every experience has gone to me, every good and bad. Because there's always light somewhere, no matter where you are and what you have. There's always light. There's always greatness. So keep going. Thank you.